Patrick, take it away.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I'm more of AI adjacent than really AI, to be honest, but I will show what I did anyway. So I was working on an extension for our web editor. So to get explained code to work nicely with the web editor according to some design that I could show. Why not? Okay. Yeah. Are the designs here? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I will show you the results first, so you see what it does, and afterwards I will show you how I built it and what might be interesting for you guys that maybe you don't know about or something. I learned a lot more about builds than really about like JavaScript or something else, but I learned a lot doing this, and I will share what I learned about builds and stuff. So yeah, this is the development environment for the web editor. This is just some configuration you need to set up to hook your web editor to your local JDK. The path of the project you wanna edit. Yeah, the ref, and here you set up an API key to be able to fetch everything. So this is web editor as usual, I would say. Wait, yeah, because that's not supposed to be here. And here you have a bunch of extensions, and I made the last one that you see here. I'm gonna click on it. Oh, there is a question already. Oh yeah.
That's another topic.
Okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, as you can see, like, yeah, this is code explanation, but no code was selected. What I was able to do so far is with mock data, grab some code, right click, having like GitLab explain this code in the context menu. Oh, wait, didn't work. Okay. Maybe I should go to my previous build. I don't know. Probably. Oh yeah, I know what happens. Yeah, I will return to my previous build.
Number one rule of a live demo is it doesn't work.
Yeah, but I know exactly what happens. I will just go back to my previous build and it will work just fine. I will lose all my progress, but that's not a big issue. I can control Z everything, so it's cool. Sorry, I'm rebuilding the whole thing again.
Can you, while we're waiting, can you explain what you did in the beginning with that window where you entered these things?
Ah, yeah.
That thing, yeah.
So here is just some the configuration page. Is the start page to configure everything that you want. You can just go to our remote development. This is like whatever, like whatever git host that you have, you can connect to it, and this is specifically for our GitLab clients. So this is
so this is an interface for like the developer toolkit around WebIDE.
Yeah,
using here. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. And it only activates when you are in development mode, and you can put like, I could put like production data in here, like GitLab.org and stuff like that, and I will path to a real like repository.
And if we wanted this to be really in the product, let's say as it is right now, then this information would have to be in some kind of initiation call, so that it is actually there when a user uses it, or
For the user, you mean? If
Yeah.
you'd like to have this form for the user, this is a
no
question.
no if this information that you put in here
Yeah.
needs to be put into the code for initiating, like creating a WebIDE.
Yeah, I think there is some script from the controller to initiate all of that, but I don't have really the details. I haven't checked that out.
Okay.
But I think there is like from the controller, it calls like maybe this iframe, and the iframe already sets up like all of these config data.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I think happens. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. Okay. Yeah, and normally if I select some code, should work just fine. Still not. Oh wait, maybe I forgot something else, because this is also a problem with this development environment, is that always need to clear the cache before that every changes, which was kind of annoying. I hope now it's gonna work. Yeah, finally. Yeah, so this is mock data, but as you can see, I'm gonna reload one more time. So if we go to the extension, there is no code selected, so it says nothing. And if we select any type of code, it's thinking about an explanation and it gives it to you. So this is mock data. I'm not hooked to the API yet, but as you can see, I already like kind of mocked the behavior of with the promises and stuff like that. But this is like normal front-end work. It was not that difficult to do, but what was interesting about this is how we install this extension into the WebIDE, and how we actually like make everything works, because this is not like the part you see here is actually a web view. It's not like some kind of VS Code stuff that you manipulate or stuff like that. This is like a web view. So I will show you what happens. So the first entry point, I would say, the first thing I needed to create is a folder called explain this code WebIDE, with like those prefixes: VS Code extension, explain this code WebIDE. And in this folder, what is important is this file, which is gonna be actually is not the real. I don't. Who is familiar with Node and Webpack here? Not really.
A little, but I hate it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I learned to be patient with it, with that task, but yeah, I don't like it like all that much neither. It's kind of, yeah, a headache. But yeah, so with Node, like you have like some gem, like the gem file in Ruby, it's called package.json. And in the package.json, that's where you actually, like, I could show in the editor is gonna be better, because this is where you have like all the Node packages and the versions and stuff like that, exactly like in gem file. And like in Ruby, each Sean has a question.
Yeah, I'm slightly confused here, Petri, because like we've got our main GitLab project,
Yeah.
But this is a separate project and it's got its own Webpacker file.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna explain. Just like in gems, just like with gems have their own gem file, and it's like they have their own dependencies. And when you load those dependencies, when you load those gems as dependencies, it loads its dependencies that load its dependencies, and so on and so forth. And that's why this is actually just like a gem, but a package for Node, and it has its own dependencies, so it has its own gem file. And if you look at any gem, it has its own gem file, and you can check what they use and what they do and stuff like that. So it's exactly the same here. I don't know if it answers your question, Sean. Yeah,
It does answer my question, but also a kind of follow-up question is, so there's only one other extension. So I can only see two there. There's your one, and then there's the AI assisted code suggestion. Oh, there's other ones. Okay.
There is a bunch. Yeah, there is a
Okay.
bunch of built-in extension that we made ourselves, and
Got
that
it.
really works within, and they all have.
Oh, they all have their own.
Yeah, they all have their own package.
package.json.
They
Okay,
all,
cool.
They all
All
have
right.
it.
Wow.
Even the
Complex.
one that are not meant to be. This is not meant to be an extension. It's
Yeah.
just to be a package, but it also has its own package that
So
just.
each extension is basically its own little app.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
yeah,
maybe I have a follow-up question. Does it make sense to have them separate in your opinion?
to
So
have
a little bit of, like to have, for instance, the extension for AI assisted code suggestions separate from explain this code. So to paint a little bit of a picture where they are heading, the assisted code suggestions, they also want to add like an interactive mode. Let's say you're typing something, create a function that does that and that, and maybe your description isn't good enough for the AI to create something reasonably that is reasonably likely addressing your need. Then they're thinking, to bring up like a chat, and they would ask, can you precise whatever, and can you can choose from these options. So in the end, there will be also a need for like a chat interface, and ultimately the explain code will also become a chat interface at some point.
Yeah.
So we've been thinking, should this be one or should this be two extensions?
That's the good thing, but this is more about extension than builds. But the good thing is with extension, you can have two separate extensions sharing the same sidebar here. So as you see, the name of the sidebar is just GitLab here. It's not like GitLab explain this code. So yeah, I can show you now because it's all in the package.json file anyway. No, it's not in this package.json file, which is something else. It's in this package.json file that needs to be built, and that's gonna be actually the package.json file of the build. I'm gonna come back to this later, but anyways,
we're getting close on time. Just
okay. I'll just explain this. So here you have like this is like contributes is like an API that the VS Code looks at to know how to build your extension and to know how to put some stuff into the UI. Comments are just the comments that they are like the reference to the comments that your extensions have, and you need to actually like to subscribe them into VS Code. And what answer your questions is here. Views container activity bar is basically like saying like in the view container, create an activity bar that is called GitLab. And so an activity bar item that is called GitLab. So this is the activity bar in the view container, and this is the GitLab view container item. But if another extension shares the same ID and the same title, it's gonna be in the same place. So for the user facing is gonna look like the same extension, but it's gonna be two different extensions just activated
Okay.
different times.
And if I remember correctly from the GitHub one, are they separated like with some in this area where it is? Are they separated by like some separators?
Yeah, we could create separators. We could create separators. It's all possible.
But we don't have to. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to. We could just
That's good.
like, whatever is activated is gonna come up. Is gonna be activated in the sidebar, and that's what's gonna show up. Or as you said, we could separate them.
I see.
Just like it's separated like here.
Yeah, that's what I meant. This kind of separated.
That's the tree view. We can create a tree view for this. So
Yeah, actually, I didn't like the separation that GitHub had. I think it would be better not to have a separation. But I just thought that would be the natural consequence of having multiple extensions in one. But you say that's not the case. That's good.
yeah. So I don't know, because if I start talking about builds, we're here for another half hour. So I don't know. We still have 1 minute left, I see. So
Patrick, maybe take a couple more minutes, but we do need to wrap it. So whatever you think is the most exciting part of this, please walk us through it.
oh, exciting is yeah, okay.
The big word, is it?
Yeah, it's all about builds. It's exciting to learn, but it's boring to explain. So basically, there is a makefile. This makefile. Let me make it bigger. Try to make it bigger. And in this makefile, like there is a whole bunch of instructions that are there to basically build and create the dist folder. And in the dist folder, like you have basically two files and assets. So you have the main JS file that is gonna be the file with all the code of the extension compiled. And the package.json file, which is like this file just copied over. And we don't need like any other dependencies this time. So this is just like the build of the extension, because it's all compiled into the builder. And we use ES builds. So this ES build is what does this. And to import Vue.js and stuff and everything that needs to be imported into the web view, I created an asset folder, also in part with the makefile, in part with Vite. I don't know if anyone else has ever used Vite. Yeah, so in part with Vite, and here I created the script for the Vue.js part. So this is the script built with Vite for the Vue.js part, and the styles is also always like taking some CSS file or some TS file and then import it into the web view. And the web view is here. Okay. Yes, it must be up there somewhere. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there is a whole bunch of code, but what is interesting about the build is, yeah, the script query is asset script index, which correspond to this thing. So I always needed to watch where my whatever was built was gonna end up, and then import it here like this. So be sure that it's in the asset, and the style for the icons is in the right place. So fonts, like assets, fonts, and then styles, and then the style for our styling, like it's just style and main CSS, just like here. And then just import it just like you would in a normal HTML file. So this is basically the initializing of the web view just with HTML string. and then the extension is built. And with some message passing between iframes and stuff like that, we get to transfer some data around in between the extension and the iframe and Vue.js, and that's how it all works. This is the example, an example,
Wow.
a message passed.
And so the next part is to plug in the endpoint.
Yeah, but first I need to get the user key, which I know where it's stored, but I don't know how to get to it from my extension. This
Could you just thinking ahead, could you potentially just stub it in? Oh, except you can't share the key. Yeah, okay.
So I can show you actually. Read here the developers tools. So all the keys. So that's the first iframe, which is the big one with VS Code. Then in this iframe, you have a second iframe normally.
I didn't know you can nest iframes.
Yeah, endlessly. This is so this is another iframe, and inside it has another iframe. I don't know how much it goes. It doesn't go that deep though. But anyways, so all our user data are here inside this HTML tag. And it's possible to get it from the main iframe, but it's difficult to get it from like 7 levels deep. And it also has some course issues and stuff like that. So
yeah, isn't the key secret? No,
it's always
okay.
the client side. So
yeah.
if you're a client, you can definitely get it somewhere.
Patrick, that was very interesting. I think we are definitely already over time. Joe's dropped off. Is there anyone, do we have any last questions before we finish up? Okay.
Actually,
thanks,
I wonder.
Go ahead, Torsten.
Sorry, I wonder. So what you explained in the beginning, you know, how you set it up. Let's say you were to, if you were to release today, would it be possible to have WebIDE show exactly what you've shown, like show, you know, explain code and then lorem ipsum everything? So it's already, so end to end it's there, but what we're missing is the connection to the actual explain code API, the backend, which may not even exist. I'm not sure. Is that there?
The thing is, 2 things are missing is the tests and the connection to the API. But the build, I need to build it every time I'm changing code, basically. So I know it's gonna get built. This is something I know for sure. It's gonna get built because it's basically like, since I need to really import it like the old school way, like really like with like big GS files and not separated in a development environment and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get built and you're gonna get these results in the WebIDE.
I see.
Yeah.
And for the connection to the actual, have the code actually explained, is there currently a backend service that you can use, or do you need to implement this in the front end? Igor, I think we discussed this yesterday a bit. So there must be some front end code at the moment, right?
There is some front end code to do, but this just calling a GraphQL endpoint that is already there.
Okay.
That were made, but to make this call, I need the user token, which I don't know how to have access to it from the extension. I know it's there, but I don't know how to access it from the extension. Since it's not in local storage for security reason, I think. Yeah, I need to get it some other way.
And do you know who can help you there?
Yeah, I guess someone from the code editor team. I already pinged some people in the issue. So
Okay.
I think we're going to need to wrap it. So I'll stop the recording.